Imagine standing at the window in the morning, silence. The world has not yet woken up. You are awake, but your body feels like it is not your own. Your legs are slow to obey and you have only one thought in your head. You need to sit down, catch your breath and recover. This is the main problem that almost no one notices, until it is too late. Your legs aren't just what you stand on. They're your freedom, your I can do it, your ticket to tomorrow. When your legs are strong, you go where you want. When they're weak, you sit where you can. Sometimes it seems like strength is about muscles, gym equipment, and youth. But real strength is in the ability to get out of bed without a chair nearby. In the ability to walk to the kitchen without holding onto the wall. In not being afraid of stairs, stores, or rain. In going out and not thinking about how to get back. I spent many years observing people over the age of 60. Their gait, their glances when they pretend they're not tired, even though their feet are screaming. And every time I saw the same thing. As long as a person stands firmly, they feel alive. As long as they stay on their feet, they stay in life. Strong legs aren't about marathons, they're about not being afraid to slip. It's about being able to walk up to your grandchildren without groaning. It's about opening a heavy door without wondering if you'll have enough support. But here's the paradox. The legs are the first part of the body to signal that something is wrong, and we are the last part of the body to hear them. First, there is a slight tremor, then heaviness, then weakness, and then a chair, a cane, outside help. It all starts so quietly that we don't take it seriously. But there is good news. Legs can recover, strength can return, slowly but surely. It's just important to understand one thing. Legs don't work on their own. They are connected to the head, to the spine, to the stomach, to what we eat, how we breathe, how we sleep. The whole body is like a house, and the legs are the foundation. If it weakens, everything cracks. If it is strong, the whole structure holds together. And so you stand at the window in the morning, and maybe you think, what can you do? It's age, it's understandable. No, not everything. Because age is not a sentence, it is material, and material can be strengthened with food, with movement, with sleep, with simple steps, which we will discuss a little later. But first, a story. There was a man, let's call him Michael, who had always been strong. He worked with metal, lifted heavy things, and carried nails in his pockets like other people carry phones. He said he had a motor in his legs. And then summer came. It was a normal hot summer, and one day he stumbled. He was just walking along a path, tripped over a root, and fell to the ground. But he couldn't get up. At first he thought he had twisted his leg. Then he thought he had probably overexerted himself. Then he thought it was broken. But the doctors threw up their hands. The bones were fine, it was just that his muscles had shut down. They weren't ready. They couldn't support him. Everything he thought was strong turned out to be forgotten. Mikhail was shocked, not so much by the pain as by the fact that he hadn't noticed how his strength had gone. He remembered how he had stopped doing squats because they were uncomfortable, how he avoided stairs and chose the elevator, how he started eating at night just to fall asleep, how he didn't warm up because he was on the move all day anyway. And now, a chair, pills, a massage once a week. His grandson looks at him with concern. His wife helps him get up from the couch. And he thinks, why didn't I pay attention earlier? But you know what? 3 months later, he was back in the garden. He wasn't running, he wasn't swinging bags around, but he was walking confidently. Because he started with the simplest thing. Food, before bed, not heavy, not fatty, not random, but food that nourishes the muscles, supports recovery, sends a signal to the body. I care about you. He added protein to his evening meal. A bowl of warm broth, a little gentle exercise. And most importantly, he started sleeping better. And that means his muscles began to repair themselves instead of breaking down. This is not an advertisement, it's biology. When the body gets what it needs, it returns. It thanks you, it holds on, even if you're not 20 or 40 or even, but more on that in the next part. Because now we're going to look where it all begins, in the silence of the night. That's where it's decided whether the morning will be bright, or one where you want to go back to bed. Sometimes we think, I'm moving, I'm walking, I'm carrying things. I even go to the store by myself, so everything is fine. But strength doesn't leave loudly. It doesn't leave with a fight. It leaves like sand from your palm, imperceptibly, little by little, until there is nothing left but emptiness. There is one deception. It is that we judge ourselves by our appearance, but the body has an inner life. It does not signal trouble until it becomes critical. It endures, it restrains itself, until one day it says, "That's it." A person gets up in the morning and feels as if their legs are made of cotton wool. Their feet won't obey them. They want to sit down, wait, catch their breath. They think they didn't get enough sleep, but it's not about sleep. The fact is that at night the body wasn't working, it was surviving. Instead of recovering, it was fighting sugar, inflammation, dehydration, everything that had accumulated during the day. While we sleep, important processes take place in the body. The brain rests, but the muscles work. They don't move, but they recover. But only if we give them the building materials. If we don't, they don't repair themselves. They fall apart. Imagine a house after rain. If you haven't repaired the roof, water penetrates deeper, the walls deteriorate, the floor becomes rotten. It's the same with the body. Every day is a microtrauma. Every night is a chance to fix everything. But if you don't use it, everything becomes fragile. And the first thing to go is not your heart or your eyesight, it's your legs. Because they're on the front line. They're the first to feel when you're low on energy. They're the first to react to inflammation. They are the first to suffer when you sleep poorly, eat junk food, and live under stress. There are people who do everything right, on the surface. But they forget one thing: the evening is the foundation of the morning. It's not the morning that sets the tone for the day, it's the evening. We often go to bed with the TV on, a heavy stomach, and thoughts of our problems. At that moment, the body asks for silence, peace, a little care, warmth, water, something nutritious, and not tension, but exhalation, because it is exhalation that triggers recovery. That's why strong legs don't start in the gym, with exercise, or in the pool. They start in the bedroom, in how you enter the night, with what kind of body, with what kind of nutrition, with what kind of breathing. And if your legs are getting weaker, it's not because you're getting older, it's because they weren't given any help at night. They weren't fed, they weren't given warmth. Their stress wasn't relieved. There are things we do before bed without thinking about it. We drink tea, we watch the news, we eat what's left over from dinner. We think, what difference does it make? I'm going to sleep anyway. But that's the key mistake. Before sleep, the body goes into repair mode. It doesn't fight, it recovers. But it only recovers from what it has. No good material, no recovery. If you had a piece of bread and a glass of juice for dinner, your muscles will remain hungry. If you haven't let go of your stress, your body will be tense, like a string. If the room is stuffy, noisy, and your thoughts are racing, you won't sleep, only the appearance of sleep. And that means you'll be sluggish in the morning. Heaviness. And again, the feeling that your legs are not your own. I knew a woman, Svetlana. She was about 70, but she looked sprightly, until one day. She fell, slipping in the kitchen. No broken bones, but a bad bruise. And suddenly it became clear that her muscles were not working. Her balance was gone. Her feet wouldn't obey her. The doctor asked her, "Are you eating right?" She laughed. "Of course, soups, bread, a little porridge, tea. Nothing fancy." Then he asked another question. "What do you eat in the evening?" And then she hesitated. Because in the evening she ate whatever was at hand. Cookies, a sandwich, or just a glass of kefir. And that was the answer. Because in the evening muscles especially need support. They need protein, a little healthy fat, a drop of magnesium, warm food, not cold snacks, something that tells the body, we're home, you can relax, you can repair yourself. Svetlana changed her habits. She added warm broth to her evening meal, a little fish, nuts, simple porridge made with water. She stopped drinking sweet tea, and most importantly, she began to fall asleep in silence. No screens, no talking, just with a book and a warm blanket. After 2 weeks, she was able to walk up the stairs without difficulty. After a month, she went back to the park. Not because she had become younger, but because her body had begun to heal. It had received what it had been asking for so long. We will talk more about what specifically to eat later, because there are foods that are like building blocks for recovery. They're easy to find, easy to prepare. And they work, not just for show, but deep down. And it all starts with what you put on your plate, before bed, with care, not on the run. There's a simple rule. The body builds itself from what it's made of. And if we want our legs to feel strong in the morning, then we need to give them the building blocks they need in the evening, not calories, building blocks. Very often, people over 60 are afraid of eating dinner. They say, I ate a big lunch. Why would I need food at night? Or conversely, they don't think about it at all and eat whatever is available. A sandwich, leftover soup, sweet tea, and then they go to bed. But muscles are not batteries that can be charged, and that's it. They are living tissue. They wear out during the day. They suffer micro damage, and at night, while you sleep, the body either repairs them or leaves them as they are. And the next day, these damages accumulate. That's why the key to strong legs is not running or jumping. It's feeding your muscles properly, especially before bed, because that's when they repair themselves. The most important thing your body needs at this time is protein. It's the foundation. Meat, fish, eggs, cottage cheese, legumes, all of these contain amino acids which the body uses to build muscle. Not just weight, but strength, elasticity, endurance. But it's important not to overdo it. It's not about overeating. It's about giving your body exactly what it needs, and when it needs it. The ideal dinner for your muscles is when you've eaten, feel warm, relaxed, and fall asleep. No heaviness, no hunger, no sudden spikes in blood sugar, plus healthy fats, a small handful of nuts, a spoonful of oil in your porridge, an avocado or a piece of fatty fish. This helps the nervous system. This means you'll sleep deeper, your body will relax more, and recovery will be faster. Add a little warm food to this, not cold, not from the fridge, warm. So your stomach doesn't waste energy warming up. So your body can start working with what you've given it right away. And one more thing, a very important one. Don't wash down your food with lots of sweet tea. It slows down digestion. Herbal tea is better. Chamomile, mint, linden, or just warm water, sometimes with a drop of lemon. Never eat standing up. Never swallow on the run. Your body is not a trash can. It deserves respect. It serves you for decades. And it knows how to show gratitude if you take care of it. In one family I visited, there was a woman named Valentina. She was a widow, a little stooped, but with lively eyes. Every evening she ate the same thing. A little boiled fish, a spoonful of buckwheat, warm water, and a few nuts. Nothing special. But at her age she wasn't afraid of stairs. She carried a bucket of water and she walked to the market. I asked, "Have you always eaten like this?" She smiled. "No, I used to eat whatever I could find. Until one day I fell at the bus stop. It didn't seem like anything serious. But I couldn't get up. That's when I realized that enough was enough. I would take care of myself." She didn't go to trendy dietitians. She didn't look for miracle cures. She just started asking her body, "What do you need? Do you want sugar before bed? No. Do you want sausage? No. What do you want? Warm food. A little fat, a little protein, no fuss, with gratitude." After a couple of months, her sleep improved. The night cramps disappeared. She felt energetic in the morning. She began to feel her feet. Her legs didn't ache, they held her up. She said, "I'm not living for tomorrow anymore. I'm living for today, and my body is with me." Many people think that nutrition is about weight loss, about restrictions, but in reality it's about strength, about respect, about support. Especially in the evening, if you go to bed hungry, your body gets anxious. It doesn't know if it will have enough energy until morning. If you overeat, it gets overloaded. In both cases, you sleep poorly, your muscles suffer, and your legs don't hold you up in the morning. But there is a happy medium, and it is available to everyone. No diets, no exhaustion, just warmth, simplicity, regularity. In the next part, tell you how to enhance the effect of food with simple movements. No jumping or exercising. Just what helps the body turn on and consolidate the result. Because food is fuel, and movement is what starts the engine. There is one amazing discovery. The body continues to learn even while you sleep. It remembers, it strengthens, it consolidates. Everything you give it during the day, it takes with it into the night. And there in the silence, it begins to process. That is why it is so important not just to eat right, but also to move a little. Not at the gym, not on a treadmill, but by your bed. Before you go to sleep, just a couple of movements, and your body is already in a different mode. This is not a workout, it's a conversation. Soft, warm, respectful. When you stretch your feet, rotate your ankles, do a few circles with your shoulders. Gently stretch your thighs. It's like exhaling, like saying goodbye to the day. Like a sign, I hear you, body. Thank you for keeping me going all day. Muscles love attention, especially the ones in your legs, because they work the hardest. They carry your weight, they bear the strain. They help you stand when your heart is tired, and we in return give them almost nothing. But if you start with just one ritual, movements before bed, you'll be surprised how quickly your body will start to thank you. First, the nighttime stiffness will disappear, then your sleep will improve, and then suddenly you'll catch yourself thinking, I haven't had to hold onto the wall to get up in a long time. There are simple things you can do. Stand on your tiptoes and lower yourself back down. Do this several times. Point your toes forward and backward. Rock back and forth on your heels. Put your foot on a chair and lean forward. Do everything slowly, no jerks, no counting. Breathe. And most importantly, do it with feeling, because that's what triggers recovery. Don't push through the pain, but help through care. Gentle movement sends a signal to your muscles, I'm with you, I haven't forgotten you, and the body remembers. And at night, while you sleep, it restores exactly what you activated during the day. So it turns out that those who move with love wake up with strength. Not because they are young, but because they are attentive. I want to tell you about one person. His name was Nikolai. He worked in a bus depot, retired, and thought he would rest. But after 6 months, he suddenly realized that rest was a trap. His body began to give out. He stopped getting up from the couch without making a sound. His gait became uneven. His calves began to cramp. He went to the doctor. The doctor shrugged his shoulders. It's your age, what do you expect? No exercise, a normal diet, a lot of stress. But Nikolai thought about it and decided to try something different. He didn't sign up for a gym class. He didn't go to the gym. He just started doing a ritual before bed. Every evening, 10 minutes. Slowly, with music, like a prayer. First, he stretched his toes. Then he raised and lowered his heels. Then he did some seated bends, then some light stretching by the bed. And all this in silence, without effort, with his breathing. After a week, he noticed that his sleep had become deeper. In the morning, his legs didn't cramp up and he wanted to get up earlier. He developed a taste for the morning, not for coffee, but for movement. After a month, Nikolai was going out for a walk not just once a week, but every evening. And he didn't go because he had to, but because he could. He said, I realized that the body is like an old friend. If you forget it, it gets hurt. But if you remember it, it comes back, step by step. That's the point. It's not about exercise, it's not about a schedule. It's about what you say to your body. I'm with you, I won't abandon you, even if it's hard. Even if you don't have the strength. Even if it seems too late, because it's not too late. As long as you can move your toes, you can still get everything back. Not in a day, not without effort, but it is possible. And it's not magic. It's love in action. And love is better than medicine. In the next part, we'll talk about sleep, about why it's not just rest, but real medicine, and how to make it your ally, not your enemy, so that your body doesn't just sleep, but comes alive. At night, while you're not doing anything, everything is happening. Sometimes it seems like night is just a break, as if the day has turned off and that's it. But in reality, night is the most important time when the body decides to live on or just hold on, to recover or simply not fall apart. Sleep is not rest, it is construction, it is repair. It is internal renovation that cannot be seen with the eyes but can be felt in the body, especially in the legs, because it is the legs that carry everything during the day. They are the first to get tired and suffer more than others. But it is they who get a chance to be reborn at night, if of course they are given that chance. And a chance is not just lying down in bed, it is lying down with the right inner state, with silence in your head, with warmth in your body, with a feeling of security. Many people over the age of 60 sleep poorly. They wake up at 3 in the morning, they feel hot, then cold. Their legs cramp up, their heart beats louder than usual. And in the morning, instead of feeling refreshed, they feel tired. It's as if they slept but didn't rest. Why is that? Because the body didn't have a chance to recover. It didn't have any peace. It didn't have the right conditions. And the main reason is stress. When a person lives in tension, even in sleep, their body contracts. It does not relax. It lies there, but it does not let go. The muscles remain tense. The joints do not receive nourishment. Blood flows less efficiently. This means that recovery does not occur. Even worse is when sleep is shallow. When a person tosses and turns, hears every sound, and wakes up from their own thoughts. There is no magic in such sleep. But it is in deep sleep that miracles happen. Only then does the body produce the hormones that build muscles. Only then does the brain turn off the alarm and turn on healing. Only then do the legs begin to breathe properly. They relax. They release the tension accumulated during the day. They begin to recover cell by cell. That is why when a person sleeps soundly, they don't just wake up in the morning. They return with strength, with resilience, with vitality, and vice versa. When sleep is superficial, it destroys. Because the body does not rest, it continues to fight, even in sleep. I remember a woman, her name was Lida. She lived alone, was often anxious, ate little, and slept poorly. Every morning her legs trembled. She couldn't climb a step without fear. She held onto the wall and she blamed it all on her age. But when she once ended up in a sanatorium, everything changed. No one treated her with pills there. They gave her peace and quiet. A routine. Warm meals, heart-to-heart conversations, a bath with chamomile, a simple evening walk, and most importantly, a good night's sleep. A week later, she was walking down the corridor without holding onto the wall, because her body had finally rested. And her legs responded. They remembered how it felt to stand, to hold, to carry. She later said, "They didn't give me any medicine, they gave me peace." And it was true. Sleep heals, but not just any sleep, the kind that comes in silence, in acceptance, in care in the evening where there is a place for yourself, where there is no news, no arguments, no heavy food, no bright screens, where there is light but soft, sound, but kind, food, but light, and movement, but gentle. An evening like this is a gift to the body, like gratitude for the day, and when you go to bed after it, your body exhales. It understands. Everything is fine. It can repair itself. It can renew itself. And at night, it does its job without fuss, without noise. It simply restores your strength. That's why you can't have strong legs without good sleep. Because strength isn't born in the gym. It's not in a pill. It's in the silence. In a dark room where you lie peacefully. And where your body works for you. In the next part, the last one, we'll talk about what the morning looks like when you've done everything right. About how your body responds to care, and how you can feel that everything is not in vain. Sometimes changes come so quietly that we don't notice them. Just one morning you get up and you're not clinging to the bed. You walk into the kitchen and you're not gasping for air. You go to the store and you don't think about how you're going to make it to the bench. That's what coming back is. It doesn't happen in a day. But it will happen if your body feels that it has been heard. That you're not just living as it comes, but starting to act with love. The first 3 days may be strange. It's unusual to eat differently, to do exercises before bed, to turn off the screen and lie in silence. It may seem like these are just little things, but it's the little things that make a big difference. After 4 days, you'll notice that it's easier to fall asleep, that your anxiety in the evenings is decreasing, that your legs no longer ache, cramp in the morning. After 5 days, you will start getting up not because you have to, but because you want to. An inner urge to move appears, unobtrusive, gentle, as if your body remembers what it's like to be alive. After a week, what is not visible at first glance disappears. Fear disappears. Insecurity disappears. Because strong legs are not about muscles, they are about freedom. About the fact that you can do it again, and you know it. I'm not exaggerating. I've seen it many times, in all kinds of people. Some were depressed, some had trauma, some were just tired of life. But they all started small, with food, with water, with silence, with a short ritual, and they all came back. This isn't a fairy tale, this is the body. It remembers how to be strong. It's just waiting for the signal that it's time to wake up. It's time to hold you again. And it doesn't matter how old you are. Only one question matters. Are you with yourself or have you left yourself behind? There is one thing I want you to take away from this lecture. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are not too late. Your body is alive. It's smart. And it's incredibly loyal. It served you for decades, it's still here, and it's ready to hold you, if you give it a chance. That chance doesn't start with pills. It doesn't start with despair. It starts with one simple action, tonight, with what you put on your plate, with how you pull on your socks, with turning off the TV and just sitting in silence, listening to your breath, feeling your legs, thanking them, and saying, tomorrow will be better. You don't have to wait for magic, because the magic is already in you, in every step, in every breath, in every evening where there is worry, where there is you. In one monastery there was a custom. When the old people went to bed, they placed their hands on their chests and whispered, "Thank you for being with me, my home." And they meant their bodies, because the body is our home, the closest one, the most honest, and the wisest. And if you start treating it with respect, it will respond. It will give you strength. It will give you a step. It will give you a day, and it will give you the feeling that you are alive, that you are here, that anything is still possible. So, if today you eat food that nourishes you rather than fills you up, if you do a few things with love, if you fall asleep in silence, then tomorrow morning you will get up, and you may not even realize right away what has changed. But your legs will tell you, because they are always the first to know. If you listen to the end, then you have already taken the first step. Now take the second, right now, before you go to sleep. Give your body what it's asking for. And tomorrow it will give you more than you expected. Support this video if you found it helpful. Share it with someone you care about. And most importantly, come back. Your body is waiting for you. And we're here to walk this path together.